Yo, what's up, everybody? So today I want to do a quick deal walkthrough on how you can flip land without any money at all. This means no marketing dollars, no money for land acquisition, no money for escrow, anything like that, right? So when I made a post on my social media and I said that people can do this, somebody said I was lying. They said I'm a scammer. They said I'm scamming my own people or whatever, right? So instead of me going back and forth with the person, yeah, I know how I do. I would just show you exactly how I did it. So first thing you're gonna do, you want to go, and there's multiple ways of doing this. So for this particular deal, I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it. So you want to go to a site known as Regrid. Now you can do this on sites like this, the Landglide, or the GIS map. The GIS map is going to be more accurate because it's dealing directly with the county. All these other sites, they're kind of like third-party sites in a way, but they're still relatively accurate. Now, GIS map is free. Regrid is free. I think Landglide is like $10 a month, something like that. So what I do is I have virtual assistants who go and they look for land for me, and they add land to a Google sheet, which is free as well. So at this point, we've spent no money, right? Um, and they add all of the property information um, that's on record. So they're going to add the person's name, their phone number. They're going to add the address, the parcel number, mailing address, um, and the last sale date of the property onto this Google sheet, right? I have them do a daily goal of like 50 to 100, as much as I can, to add to this list. So that's how I got this lead. So if you don't have virtual assistants, you can do this part yourself because I still do this part myself sometimes when I have spare time. So for the sake of the video, I'm not going to actually click on the land specifically because I don't want the person's personal information to pop up and all that. But this is the lot right here that I flipped out here in Gastonia, North Carolina. This is one of them where I actually didn't use any money at all to do this. So found a property on Regrid, got it under contract using a Google Voice phone number. So I didn't use my real phone number. Google Voice is, again, that's free. You can make a Google Voice account, just download the app, pick a phone number, preferably one that's in the zip code or that's in the area code of your leads. So if you're doing North Carolina, that's 704. If you're doing um, somewhere in Florida, it might be 386, 904, whatever it is, um, make a Google Voice account. I then skip trace this person's phone number using cyber background checks, which is free. Cyber background checks does not cost you a dime. This site right here is relatively accurate. It's probably one of the most accurate skip tracing services out there, especially for it to be free. Using this as well as being verified is a good one. You can also use True People Search, whatever you can to get the data. I use this because I have a friend who uses this to track down people when he's trying to sue them. So that's how I actually discovered this site, and I've just been using it ever since, really, for my single skip tracing. So I took the person's information, I put it on this website. Like I said again, this is free. I then got the person's phone number. I text them using a Google Voice number. Now, in this specific instance, the person who I text wasn't the right person. They were actually the sister of the person who is like ahead of the estate of this particular property. So that's the person who I ultimately ended up doing the deal with. The sister gave me her sister's number, and I got the lead under contract that same day. Now, what did I use to get the property on the contract? I simply used DocuSign, which they have a free trial or something like that. So again, none of that cost, right? Now, how did I find a buyer? Now, going back to this deal, it's a pretty interesting one because if you look at it, most of us are taught not to really go after land that doesn't have road access and doesn't have utilities. which is somewhat true. You know, it's kind of harder to flip those land lots, but it's still doable if you can get them at a good price and you can sell it to the right person. Because at the end of the day, somebody's going to end up buying it. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know, it might take you longer to close. It might you might have to deal with some headaches, but it is possible to get those lots sold. So what I did was, since I knew that this lot, if you look at it right here, it doesn't have, like, the road kind of cuts off right here, right? So because the land kind of cuts off, you your chances of kind of flipping that to a developer or a builder is slimmer because of that. So I knew that, so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sell to a builder or a developer or nothing like that. I'm gonna sell it to somebody who wants to build their own house, because they're not looking to buy the land for profit. They're looking to buy the land so they can build a property for themselves and their family to live in, which means they're probably more likely to buy at a higher price, because they're not looking at it as an investment necessarily. Um, Although it is, they're still not looking at it through the same lens as a builder or developer. So then from there, what I ended up doing was, I'll go here. I ended up posting a deal on Facebook Marketplace. Again, Facebook Marketplace is free. Now, in your contract, you have an assignability clause on your contract, where you can market out the deal to see if anybody else will be interested in buying it. So I posted the deal on Facebook Marketplace. I had a buyer contact me, said that he's looking to buy some land so he can build a mobile home and put and have his family, for his grandmother or something like that. So we ended up talking, negotiating, and he ultimately ended up purchasing this property. I took the contract. I met him actually at Cracker Barrel or something like that, and he signed the contract in person. I then took those contracts, sent it to the title company, and like a month or so later, I had a check for this property. Now, like I said, I didn't spend any money from acquisition and disposition of this property, and that includes skip tracing. So, and then another thing that I want to touch on, a lot of people were worried about, like, escrow deposits and things like that. What you can do for your escrow deposit, instead of you coming out of pocket for the escrow deposit for the land acquisition, you can work with what we call a transactional lender, and they will put up the money for the escrow deposit. All you have to do is pay back interest on that deposit at closing, which, again, none of this is coming out of your own out of your pocket. It's coming out of the profits that you're getting from the deal anyway. So once you do that, you're pretty much squared away. So again, this is just a quick way of showing how I did that with no money up at all. I didn't spend a dime on this property. The seller got what they wanted. They were happy. The buyer got what he wanted. He's now able to build a mobile home for his family. And I got what I wanted, which was risk-free land flipping. So that's all I got for y'all, man. I hope this this shows as a proof of concept for you guys. Hopefully you guys can take this information and do it for yourselves. I appreciate you guys listening. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.